Hello, Internet, and welcome to my review for The Promised Neverland episodes 5 and 6. I kind of dropped the ball last week, but I'm back. Probably drop the ball again next week because next week is a really busy week. But for now, you got me tonight. So when we last left off, they let our trio of heroes became a quintet of heroes as they let Don and Gilda in on an abridged version of the truth. With the theory that one of them was spying on them. But Norman discovered they were not. It was Ray who was doing the spying. In much the same way I predicted in my last video, with the fake information. But anyway, one of my favorite things, the confrontation scene between Norman and Ray is perfect. Everything about it, except for that really awkward, the first shot of the episode where you see their shifting perspective like the pendulum of a clock. I got motion sick, not gonna lie. I was like, I can't watch that scene anymore. But it was short, and it didn't really affect the rest of it. The rest of it was really good, though. I love how calm Norman and Ray are throughout that entire scene, at least at the beginning of the scene. Like, Ray barely seems surprised that he's been found out, and Norman doesn't seem particularly angry at, Ray's betrayal. And we find out, of course, that in Norman's case, it's because he's, as we've learned from episodes past, entirely sold on Emma's vision of everyone escaping together, even the spy that she laid out back in episode 4. And in Ray's case, it's because he's actually been a triple agent all along, supposedly. It's possible he's playing an even longer con, but given the fact that he does not tell Isabella about pretending to be a triple agent does imply that he's on our side for real. I'm a little disappointed, I must admit. I feel like there is absolutely a fear, a kind of hesitance in manga to really commit to betrayal. I can think of maybe 2 examples off the top of my head where someone's a spy and it turns out they're actually just kind of evil. And one of them is Sasuke Uchiha, who gets redeemed at the end. The other one is a major Blue Exorcist spoil that I'm not going to spoil for anyone who is anime only, and he might still get redeemed at the end. I don't know. He's a very interesting case, but we're not here to talk about Blue Exorcist and my favorite character. But anyway, because of Ray's triple agenting, he now has all the information they need to escape the house. But another lie gets added on top of everything. As Norman tells Ray that that in order for Ray to be the good triple agent that Norman needs, he has to lie to Emma about saving everyone, because if they don't, in Ray's world, they're gonna die anyway, and it's better to be shipped off than to die in the hellhole outside, I think is his reasoning. And Norman promises he'll do that. But that's probably a lie, let's be honest. Norman is so caught up in Emma's worldview that he is not going to betray her. Before we leave that scene, there's the question that come up again at the end of episode 6. But how was Ray known for 6 years? Something must have happened for him to find out. But what exactly? Touch more on that later on at the very end when we talk about the next shipment in episode 6. But it's a very specific amount of time. The author is he found out in 2039. So what happened specifically that oh shit, did he couldn't have ran all the way to the gate and then escaped. So how did he figure it out? I imagine that'll come up later because it can't not. But then, Ray, and the next day, Emma asked Norman and Ray if they found out who the spy was, and Ray is just super upfront about, yeah, I'm the spy. Which does mean there is one less deception for us to keep track of. By the end of episode 6, almost all the deceptions will be gone, except for a couple. Also, it's a good showcase of how easily Ray is willing to lie about things. We see how easily he's Emma asks him, are you still going to save everyone? And Ray, without even blinking, is like, yeah, I will. Don't worry, you're fine. And that's such a fucking lie, because we know he's not. But then, we get what'll be a recurring theme until like midway through episode 6, which is Don and Gilda's discomfort of being lied to. They feel like they're being left out of the loop. They're not particularly pleased about that. But Emma and Gilda, we learn, have realized that at 8 o'clock every night, Mom vanishes. She goes to some area of the house that there's not on any, like, blueprint. They quickly suss out that it's a secret room, connecting Mom's office and her bedroom. And Ray is all like, whatever you do, don't go in there, what the fuck? That's a stupid move. And so Don, ever more interested in rescuing Connie than being smart, and just like, yeah, let's fucking go in there. And he does. Or he goes to investigate. When the door opens, end episode 5. And I'm glad we talked about episode 6 too, because it'd be a very short video without it. But yeah, moving on to episode 6. I'm actually glad I watched both these episodes together, because if I hadn't, I would have been much more annoyed by the Phil fake out than I actually was. I was expecting it would be Mom or it would be Isabella. It would either be Ray being like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Or it would be Isabella saying, thinking that Don and Gilda knew all of the truth, but in reality, and so she would like reveal that they were killing people and feeding them to demons, and that would cause a big strife with them. But it was Phil playing hide and seek, and Phil is cute. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm glad I watched this episode both these episodes all at once, because I would not have been as happy as I was. But meanwhile, while all that is going on, Emma reveals that a bunch of books in the library were owned by some guy named William Minerva, who has sneaked in a bunch of Morse code messages about the truth of the world. It doesn't really tell them anything new, it's just words like monsters and farm and eating and stuff like that, stuff that they knew already. So I don't know if or how he'll contribute to the plot, but Emma wants to meet him as, like, thanks, I guess, or as proof that there are humans out there who are still, like, against the demons. On another note, we should probably keep in mind going forward, I imagine, Minerva is the Roman name for Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and like war strategy, whose symbol is the owl. We see that William Minerva keeps an owl in like his marking. So keep that in mind. I imagine that'll be important later on. Meanwhile, Don and Gilda have stolen the key from Isabella, which is bold of them, and sneak in. And as they discover a secret room in the secret room, they get more and more suspicious that that Connie is not alive, which would be accurate because she is dead. And I'm starting to get the feeling that Ray was right. A couple episodes ago when Norman lied to them about like traffickers or whatever. Because Don, especially, seemed like he was going to do something really stupid. Because Norman didn't trust him. And Don doesn't quite. He does keep it restrained. He does not, like, burst in the middle of the dining room. You told me Connie was alive! In front of, like, all the kids. That would be the stupidest thing he could do. He does not do that. But yeah. Anyway, the way the episode... So, there's that bit as the episode is, like, constantly shifting between, the hopeful scene of the trio talking about William Minerva and the super, like, horrified Don and Gilda. Works really well. I really love it. It's a great little trick there. But anyway, Don and Gilda, having found out that there's more to all this than Ray, Norman, and Emma have told them, go to confront the three of them. So it happens later that night because they're not complete idiots. And everything about that scene is perfection. Holy shit. It almost tops the Ray and Norman scene from the beginning of episode 5. Not quite though. Like just the animation, the character animation on Don as he's like freaking out about like, holy shit, y'all knew all this shit, you haven't told me a damn thing. Then like as he starts laughing in like terror and then just snaps and punches Norman and then goes to punch Ray. Ugh. And then, like, the fact that he pretends to be more hurt by the lack of faith in him than anything else, but it's all a mask for the fact that he could not have done anything anyway. Oh, it's just so good. Don really stepped up to the plate as a character this week. Holy shit, that was good. But anyway, as Don runs outside, then Emma and the other two go to see him. They have the whole like they all apologize for their lack of faith and for their punching people. And we see them framed through a window and through a door. And Promised Neverland relies on this trick a lot, where we see the characters through a window or through a door or through the bushes as a way to like symbolize that there's someone watching them. But it's mostly working so far. I can't complain too much, you know. Anyway, moving on to the next day. Everyone except Ray is going to take a peek outside the walls to find out what's actually out there in the real world. And Ray is going to distract Mother to make sure she's not, like, watching them on the tracker devices. And as he talks to Isabella, it just kind of emphasizes that there's still so much we need to know about Ray. You know, both how did he find out, and why does Isabella think that he's helping her? Right? Because, like, he's still set to die on his 12th birthday. So he has no reason to help Isabella. It's not like there was Norman's theory in episode 4 that the spy was doing this so that they'd be kept alive at the end, and that nothing bad would happen to them while everyone else died. But we see that's not true, because he's still set to die in January. So why is he helping her? Also, again, how did he find out the truth? There's all these questions we need to answer about Ray. I hope we get them sooner rather than later. But anyway, back with the other four. Right when I was thinking that we had not seen our favorite sister in a while, here she is, revealing that she knows exactly who knows the truth. Our 5 heroes. But she offers to join up with them. And we don't know what exactly she wants with them. If she's going to betray Isabella, unlikely. Or if she's going to employ them to get back at Isabella, more likely. I don't know. We'll find out next week. But yeah, that's how the episode ends. These episodes are great. Holy shit. I had some worries, I think it was episode 3 or episode 4, about them just in too great a spot. You know, as their bad espionage tactics were just, like, not being punished enough. But you know what? Fuck that shit. These episodes are phenomenal. They are so phenomenal, I barely have the words to describe them. And what's really interesting to me is that with these 2 episodes, most of the deceptions have been peeled away. You know, everyone knows that Ray was the spy, and he's a triple agent. The only one who doesn't is that Isabella thinks he's a double agent. He might be a quadruple agent, but I doubt that now. And also, Norman and Ray are still telling the other 3 that they're going to save everyone. Besides that, everything is out in the open. I mean, besides the 5 of them lying to the other kids, but whatever. But, like, Crone knows everyone who knows. Isabella, I don't think, knows that Don and Gilda know. So there are still a few lies. But with Crone's offer in the mix, who knows how many new lies are about to be born. Next time, you know, we'll find out just what Crone wants with our heroes. So I think I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the episodes and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!